Hello and welcome to this episode of Microchips, and today, something a little bit different, we're going to be having a Repair-A-thon, which means 4 or 5 radios, no fuss, straight down to it, see if we can get them fixed. But before we do that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. Now in the packet, this is one of my regular customers. Sent me a couple of fivers from last time, thank you very much. I think I'll be needing more than a stiff drink with some of these radios. Anyway, let's get down to it. So we have this Midland 2001 that doesn't seem to be transmitting, but the light, the signal meter light goes dull when we transmit. And as you can see, it's drawing 2.2 amps but no RF output. So what is going on? Plus we've got no sound, so just continuity checking the speaker, make sure the speaker's not open. Now looking inside, I find this as the RF output transistor. I don't think this is correct. I'm not sure what that transistor is, but it shouldn't be in there. So with no RF transistor in, we can see on the tiny SA that we do have a small carrier. So the radio thinks it's transmitting. So let's put a 2078 in and see what happens. So there's a 2SC 2078. Get you dropped in, and yep, everything's normal with the transmit. Yep, 4 watts, that's to be expected. Everything's normal with the transmit. So just having a look at the second harmonic on there. And everything seems to be absolutely fine with the transmitter stage now. So no need to work any further. And the audio fault was the audio IC. Dropped another one in. And there we go, springs to life. Working a treat. So yeah, all good with this radio. Let's have a quick cyanide check on the receiver. You can hear it in real world. We plug it into the meter. And yeah, to be expected, well within tolerance. So I don't think we need to mess about with that any further. Just check on channel 40, and yep, everything's good. So there's our first radio, this Midland 2001. So yep, all working good. Just with these 2 parts fitted. So, on to the next one. So we have this Midland 3001, which is working, but then I noticed that the CBPA switch is flapping about in the breeze. Maybe that's our issue, because there doesn't seem to be anything else wrong with this. But wiggling the CBPA, it starts to go off. So that's not right, so we will repair that. So I didn't have any direct replacements due to it being a 3-way switch. As you can see, it's loose. So I'm going to have to take the switch apart and see if we can't repair it. So I've had the switch apart, the ball bearing inside on the spring was all seized. So we'll put it back together again. Now it's working a treat. Just do a quick cyanide check on it. And yep, receiver's all good. Very nice. Oh, nice simple fix with that one. Yep, no more flapping about in the breeze, no more going off. Lovely. Quick receive check from my other radio, and we're all good. So on to the next radio. So this is the first of the Harrier CBXs, and I was wondering what all these switches were on the back, but I later found out that the customer had put these in because he wanted me to do other things with it, which I didn't know at the time. So as I opened up the radio here, I was looking at these switches thinking, there's nothing connected to them. Why? But I found out later that the customer wanted a K beep, a high gain 5 beep and mid-band fitting. So yeah, that's kind of why he's put the switches on the back. So excellent. So the CBX looks like it has been lived in, but nothing too bad. A few capacitors have been changed here and there, but it's all good. So just giving it a check. And there's one mod that needs doing. So we need to do squelch pop, which is that. And that gets rid of that nasty popping noise on the squelch, like that. Lovely, makes it sound a bit better. Quick check on the spectrum analyzer. Everything's good there. Yep, no problems at all. Quick check on Synad for the receiver. And yep, beautiful, nice and sensitive. So I found out later that the customer wanted mid-band and the beeps fitting to this. So I'll show that in the next CBX. But apart from that, a little bit of a tune-up, everything's good. So here's CBX number 2. Again with a few switches on the back. Was beginning to see a bit of a pattern here. So again, nice tidy CBX inside. Looks like a few caps have been changed here and there, but that's all good. Now I noticed this one had a really bizarre fault. It was not bizarre, but as you move the channel change, just applied some pressure on it. It actually went out of lock and defaulted onto channel 9. That happens when the PLL gets a miscode. So if the PLL receives a miscode, it goes straight onto channel 9. And as I suspected, we have dry joints on the connectors from the channel change. As you can see, that one's flapping about in the breeze. Got another one there, so we'll go over those. That should solve that problem. That one's most definitely loose, and that one's loose as well, so yeah. Yep, soldered those up, nice and solid. No problems at all. Just do a quick receive check. I've done the squelch pop as well. So here we have my mid-band board fitted. That's my latest one with the integrated CPT offset adjustment on it. So we have a high gain 5 beep and a K beep, both switchable. I think you could really annoy some people with that, but never mind. But yeah, mid-band fitted, VCO broadbanded, 2 beeps fitted, and the mid-band is on CBPA. So yeah, all good. So we're going to do exactly the same to the CBX that you just saw before. I won't show that again. So we're on to another radio. So we're on to this Midland 2001 that's dead. Absolutely stony dead. So this should be interesting to try and find out. So I was checking the voltage on the on and off switch and nothing. So we've got a burnt coil, blown trace maybe. So that's definitely why it's dead. So I can see a cut track there. On one side of it we have 13 volts and the other side we have nothing. So not sure why this track has been cut, but that could be our problem. That could be it. Just trying to short it out with meter lead to see whether I could get it to come on. So shorting a track, we get a little bit more life, no signal meter light, and unfortunately it had a strange PLL fault as well, so unfortunately that was a no fix. Onto this one, an Intec 495. So the fault with this one is you switched it on and you just got the LCD display would light up but no characters on it. So as I was looking about inside, I could see all this glue that's gone crusty, and I know that in the past this glue can do nasty things, and as I was moving this clock crystal, the 32 kilohertz clock crystal, it just fell off. So I was thinking maybe this is the fault. So a couple of weeks later, after the slow boat from China delivered me some clock crystals, let's see if this cures our problem. So I've cleaned up the area, cleaned up the gunk. There's our new clock crystal. We'll solder it into place and we'll see whether this sorts our problem out. It definitely can't be it can't be helping anyway, because you know, clock crystal, CPU and all that. Yeah. So we switch it on. And exactly the same, nothing. So where do we go from here? So luckily this radio has quite a comprehensive service manual available. So let's see what we can find. So we've got there in the troubleshooting, LCD display does not work, Q415. And we look at Q415 and it's some form of regulator. It's got a Zener diode, a transistor and a couple of capacitors. So on the collector we've got 13 volts, on the base we should have 5.6 volts, and on the emitter we should have 5 volts. So let's see what this does. So I was measuring the Zener in circuit, strange things were happening, so I pulled it out of the circuit and that's not right. So we've definitely got a blown Zener. Luckily it's just a 5.6 volt Zener. So we've replaced the Zener and still nothing. So we're going to inject 5 volts onto the emitter of the transistor and boom, it comes on. So it looks like our transistor's open circuit as well. So luckily it's just a standard surface mount MPN. So we'll see if we can measure it. And absolutely nothing, looks like it's blown open. Maybe the Zener going short blew something, but this transistor's open. I checked the voltages beforehand and we've got the 13 volts on the collector. Replacing the Zener give us the 5.6 on the base, but nothing on the emitter. So we replace that transistor and boom, comes on. Fantastic. So let's just do some tests. Seem to be transmitting just fine. So on the sheet there, it gives you the voltages of the transistor which I was following for Q415, which was very helpful. And there we have it. This one's now working. Yeah, works a treat. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this Repair-A-thon video. Some no fuss repairs. And these can go back to their owner. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, join the Facebook group, buy me a coffee, join Patreon and all that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.